sat in here 5 days ago and felt very good about us making a deep run, and we're confident that we had a team to do it, and we didn't. So that was a disappointing outcome for us on Saturday. Being in a position where you've won 92 games, you've had productive individual performances, and collectively in season in 162 been successful, it's a good starting point. And to the extent that we can be creative, we will always lean into that. All of our energy has been deployed towards winning and with John Schneider, and feel very confident about the job that he has done and did. I think it will be very difficult for us to find better than John Schneider, but out of respect for the organization, out of respect for John Schneider, I do want time to work through the process with him. Feel good about the group that's here, and do feel like we can complement it in a way that will take another step for us. Yeah, we've had nothing but support and a lot of flexibility from day one. We've always had a strategy with the resources that we've requested and have always been granted. So I feel confident in saying we've begun the process to work through what a budget looks like, and we haven't got to the point where we have approval and sign off, but the first step will be working through where the opportunities are, exactly what we feel the needs will be. Then we'll make a presentation to Mark. That presentation will then go to Edward Rogers and Rogers Corporation. But feel very good about having support to continue to build upon this team.
Ross, maybe over the weekend you had fans walking up to you in the street and say, "What the heck happened?" What do you say to them?
I think I've said most of it. I would be saying it again. I'm really, really proud of this group, and not without disappointment, and not without looking inward of needing to be better. And we didn't sign up to get to the playoffs. That is not our goal. So we will work tirelessly to get to the point. We know that all that matters is being there on the last day as it relates to evaluating our performance, and we didn't get there. So, but at the same time, I feel very good about the growth of this group, the foundation that we have, and excited to improve upon it.
How do you then sort of reconcile with, this roster was one of the best offenses, you have two pitchers that are probably going to receive Cy Young votes, and it still was not able to produce a playoff win?
Yeah, obviously we're not happy with the end result, and we will, that starts with me. I'm not looking at Timmy Meza, the pitch he threw. I'm not looking at John Schneider's decisions and saying what happened. I'm looking at myself and baseball operations and where we need to find opportunities to improve the current roster. But in taking, I guess, and saying why I see it as successful, I would say all the things that I said 5 days ago about the team. And believe me, I'm not unaware of how difficult that loss was for our fan base. It was just as difficult for us and the players. But we're going to make it a part of our journey and look to build from it. I'm confident that Jose Barrios, with his athleticism, his durability, his commitment, will end up with better performance a year from now. We're excited to get to work with Yusei Kikuchi and see what strides we can make with him and certain things that didn't go as planned. Obviously with the opening with Strip, we're going to look to fulfill that as well, or fill that role as well, and that could be via trade, free agency. There's going to be guys that get better as well from within our system. There's some young pitchers in our system we're excited about, but we're going to be thinking about all of those ways to improve our rotation. Well, as you know, I'm not going to get into, out of respect for Strip, him becoming a free agent is, I want to have all the respect in the world for that. So, but we do think a lot of Ross Stripling and feel that he's a great fit in this organization. I think many people will think that our pitching is the area that is the easiest to upgrade, and I think part of that is how good we've been offensively. But to us, it's not just that simple. I do think we can improve our ability to get strikeouts and to get more swing and miss, and we saw the results of that in that game. But we knew that going into the game, that we had some pitchers that were more contact-oriented, and it did work well for us for much of the season. So feel good about the group that's here and do feel like we can complement it in a way that will take another step for us. We're positioned to be active. You know, we're a winning team that has a really good foundation with a young core, and there's going to be ways for us to find opportunity, and there's three ways to do that. There's internal strides, there's external acquisition via free agency, and then there's trade. One of the things I'm really I feel confident about is our ability to get better internally. We've talked a lot about it over the course of the year, not just over the course of 3 days, but feel strongly that we're going to have development that occurs from our major league roster. As all of you know well, the improvement and development of young talent isn't always linear. There's going to be ups and downs, and I feel like there's you know, a lot of winning ahead for this group.
What is the process for you to make a decision on John Schneider, and what are the elements that you will be looking for if you're not going to have John Schneider continue in his role?
Just more time to work through that. All of our energy has been deployed towards winning and with John Schneider, and feel very confident about the job that he has done and did. I think it will be very difficult for us to find better than John Schneider, but out of respect for the organization, out of respect for John Schneider, I do want time to work through the process with him.
Do you anticipate interviewing other candidates for that position?
So I think the best way to describe it is all of our energy, all of our effort went towards helping John Schneider be in the best position to win. And we did not spend time and energy on putting him in the best position to be our long-term manager. We've just started that process with him, and I expect it to be difficult to do better than him.
Just in terms of, as you're sort of mapping out your areas to attack this offseason from a personnel standpoint, coaching standpoint, how much weight do you put into the 2 games in the postseason in your evaluative process? Understanding it's a small sample, but it's also a particularly meaningful sample given the stakes in those games.
Yeah, I think some for sure. You know, we definitely want to think about you know, why that occurred. You know, why were we out in 2 games, and you know, what needs to change to decrease the likelihood of that. But I still feel that the hardest thing to do is to win a division, to get into the playoffs, and you put yourself in those positions to then be successful. But yes, we definitely need to be thinking about that and determine how to weight that, and we've just started that process. I don't know how much everyone is aware, but he did have a concussion. He does have a shoulder sprain, and both of them he is recovering well from. Just saw him minutes ago, and he will be cleared to travel relatively soon, which is a very good sign. And his shoulder's range of motion is already improving, so nothing to be concerned about long term. We don't know. He's going to see Dr. Meister as soon as he's cleared. I think relatively soon after him being cleared to travel, he'll go see Dr. Meister, and we'll have his elbow was feeling much better, so we'll see once he gets in there.
이번 기자회견을 보고 느낀 점은 이렇습니다. 첫 번째, 애킨스 단장은 로스티 플링을 포기했다. 두 번째, 슈나이더 감독보다 더 나은 감독을 찾기가 어렵단 말은 곧 자신들의 말을 안 듣는 감독보다는 등신 같은 몬토야나 슈나이더 같은 감독이 아니면 안 된다는 말이겠죠. 토론토의 다음 시즌 감독은요, 슈나이더일 겁니다. 세 번째, 토론토는 어째서 팀의 유망주들, 아니 예비 슈퍼스타들과의 연장 계약에 이렇게 게으른지 모르겠어요. 애틀랜타와 시애틀의 발빠른 계약은 물론이고 하다못해 지난 시즌 완도 프랑코와 연장 계약을 한 템파베이보다도 느릴 수가 있는지 모르겠어요. 게레로 주니어, 마누아, 비셋 이 세 선수와의 장기 계약을 하지 않을 생각인지. 네 번째, 전체적으로 162경기가 와일드카드 경기보다 더 중요했다. 그렇게 말해야겠죠. 다섯 번째, 애킨스는 눈으로 직접 봐야 믿는 그런 타입의 인간이었던 겁니다. 본인의 입으로 삼진 잡는 불펜 투수 이야기를 꺼내더군요. 지난 시즌부터 모든 사람들이 불펜 투수 그랬는데 드디어 토론토에도 100마일 투수가 올까요? 여섯 번째, 토론토의 대대적인 로스터 체인지를 기대하지 마세요. 호세 버리어스도 좋아질 것이고 기쿠치도 조금은 문제가 있었지만 구단과 잘해줄 것으로 믿는다잖아요. 이번 기자회견을 통해서 느낀 점은 로스 애킨스는 냉정하지 않고 많이 신경질적인 인간이에요.